This is Reggie Ponder, the Real Critic. I am here with Phil Hopkins. Phil, I got an email talking about some important stuff you're doing. In this time, in this day and age, people are looking for content to watch. People are twiddling their thumbs trying to say, what am I going to do today? What book am I going to read? What movie am I going to look? What series am I going to look at? And you have some stuff that might be of interest to people. Talk about it.
Well, thanks so much for having me on. And we're here just north of Boston. I know you're out in Chicago, and I just want everyone to know that, these are very, very stressful times for everyone in our country, everyone on the planet, for that matter. And what we do is we're a repository of classic movies. So if you think about old movies you might see on Turner Classic Movies, or in your case, old TV shows that are out of Chicago at MeTV. What we've done is we've taken our love for nostalgia and we've built our own streaming platform called The Film Detective.
What was that again, Phil? What did you say?
It's The Film Detective. So thanks, and again, thanks for the shout outs. What we are is we're a streaming platform. So think Netflix, Hulu for nostalgia. Everything from Lucille Ball to old episodes of Charlie Chaplin shorts from the 20s. We've got over 3,000 hours that we stream, and every month we curate different themes and packages.
So I gotta stop you here before you tell me about the stuff you have right now, because do you have some gun smoke for me?
We don't, although...
No, man. You got some Andy Griffin for me?
We don't. That's actually tied up with your friends over at MeTV. But what we do have is some really good comfort food. So if you think about...
Give it to me.
Old Cary Grant films, or old John Wayne films, or even some old horror movies with the greats like Boris Karloff or Bela Lugosi, or some of the movies you might remember seeing when you're a little kid late at night when the TVs had those rabbit ears?
Well, when you start talking about John Wayne, of course, everybody, at least a lot of people grew up on John Wayne. And from a Western perspective, I'm just like, I was that Western guy. I like the old Westerns. And so can you tell me some movies that you might have in that genre?
Sure. If you like Westerns, on our platform, what we're featuring, we've got Bonanza, the Ponderosa, so one of the great iconic TV series. We've got The Lone Ranger with Clayton Moore. We've got many feature films with the Duke as a young guy, all the way up through when he was having his own production company in 1960 with McClintock. So one of the great feature films. And again, because we love nostalgia, each month we try to we don't just leave the content up and forget about it. So each month we try to come up with curations in terms of birthdays and themes and different shout outs like that. So this with everything going on, we thought we just need some comfort food.
Okay.
What can we come up with that's just going to get us away from it? Because like everyone, we're just tied into the news feed 24/7. And that's not healthy. We got to go somewhere else. So I think of the Film Detective as a nice little comfort blanket where you can just go back into escapism, feel like you're not dealing with 24/7 insanity with everything that's going through the news cycle right now. And that's what you'll find. That's what you'll find if you check us out. And we're an app. We're also a channel on Sling TV, and we have pretty much every month new programming, different themes, and different ideas in terms of what we like to feature.
So I think, I don't do this right, but I think you had something like something with the Three Stooges, maybe?
We do. We have a bunch of Three Stooges episodes. We also have the Three Stooges Family Album, which was an original documentary made and produced by the Three Stooges production company, Comedy 3. And they're one of our licensing partners, the Three Stooges Comedy 3. They were very much going after residuals. A lot of these guys never collected. And Comedy 3 spent years trying to go back to the studios and collect residuals for their royalties and past due amounts. And, so they took a lot of those resources and they've opened up their own production company. So Comedy 3 is run specifically by the Three Stooges estate. And we have some really great titles from the estate on our app.
Oh, excellent. And so who's on first?
What?
I mean, so we got a little Abbott and Costello too?
We get some Abbott and Costello, some great feature films with Abbott and Costello. They had a feature film called Jack and the Beanstalk. You might have seen that before, where they recreate the great fairy tale, and it's hilarious. It's in stunning color. And we also have Africa Screams, which is another great adventure film with the two of them. So from Three Stooges to Abbott and Costello, going back to Chaplin himself, the original Little Tramp, we've got a whole playlist of Chaplin. And, I think you'll find something for every genre, whether it's comedy or old noir movies, which I happen to like. I love film noir. And in terms of classic TV, you can even find some old curios like Groucho Marx and You Bet Your Life.
Well, everybody loves somebody sometimes, right?
That's amore.
and you have a little Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis in there as well, right?
We do. We have a great Martin and Lewis feature film called At War with the Army. And you get the, sort of classic scenes where he's the debonair Martin, the suave as can be, and Jerry Lewis is just up to his antics and coming up with all sorts of shenanigans. And these are great comedy teams from the past. I think that with everything that's going on today, we just need to get away from the news cycle. And what I love about the classic movies, doesn't matter what side of the political fence you're on, we all agree we love certain things. It's like American Pie, Americana. And that's what we really try to feature. We don't try to politicize things. We just want everyone to get a laugh, because in these times, we need some sort of form of a distraction.
What I love, Phil, is that you're giving this platform for some of these older films, which people may not be just stumble on, and there's a place now that they can actually stumble into some absolutely great films. And we talked just now about some comedies, but I also know, because this is a serious time, there's some religious films out there as well for people who might be looking for that as well.
We do. And we love to feature everything to do with the holiday season, whether it's Christmas, Halloween, and even Easter. So during the Easter holiday, we have a great collection from the Vision Films library of early religious films. And a lot of these films haven't been shown on regular TV, nor can you find a lot of them on the internet. So again, our partners that we work with, they have different specialties. Vision Films, they specialize in faith-based movies. And we thought, what a great idea during Easter and Passover to have different religious films to show religion in cinema history. Because, some of the earliest films that were made, featured biblical stories.
This is excellent. I was so excited to just get on the horn and talk with you for a moment, because I know that people are looking for some things to watch. This is probably off the beaten path for folks, but if they get in there, there's just so much to find and discover, if you will. And because I really do think that this is one of those times where people are looking to discover some different stuff, I'm excited, because that means that there's some of these movies that people can discover, and I can rediscover them, because I haven't watched some of these, and I can't even remember how long. But I'm actually excited to watch the Three Stooges again, to go in there and see some Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. I grew up on the Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, but I can't even tell you when was the last time I watched the Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis movie.
Well, thanks to modern technology, we were always a supplier to TV stations. And when the internet became the new TV, we thought it would make sense to try to have a direct-to-consumer vehicle for the distribution. And that's really what this is that we're just taking our library and some of our partners and smaller collections of films that don't get on Netflix, that you won't see on Hulu, and find an alternative. And if you love nostalgia, if you love classic movies or classic TV, every month we're going to have a new cycle of titles. So it's never going to be the same content each month. We treat it really like a program network where we sit down and say, okay, whose birthday is coming up? What's the theme going to be this month? And we really kind of collaborate on what type of programming we want to have each month, so it doesn't just be like a static company. We don't want to have the same content for the entire year up live.
That's beautiful. So before we wrap up, can you talk about where people can, firstly, I'd like for you to give me one recommendation this month that is like a must-see on your list.
My must-see this month, Charlie Chaplin's birthday is coming up, and we're going to be featuring an entire collection of his early films. But one film in particular is called Chaplin's Art of Comedy, which happened to have been produced by one of my mentors and friends, Sam Sherman, who is a very well-known film producer, had his own company, Independent International Pictures. And he made this when he was probably 25 years old. And it's a phenomenal, again, lesser-known film and one of the first documentaries about Chaplin. So I think these types of titles that don't get a lot of exposure, we love to try to highlight those because they're just great films. And what a great time of the year during this April Fool season to laugh.
So that's Phil's pick. And so I want this to be other people's pick as well, is how do they get access to this great library and these films that you guys are offering for this month?
So just go to thefilmdetective.tv. You can watch content directly on that website. And if you really like what we're doing and you have the different apps, we're on Apple TV, we're on Roku, we're on Amazon Fire TV. You can download the app and watch it on your iPhone. You can watch it on your iPad. You can watch it on your computer and your Roku. So we're pretty much what they call the over-the-top, the OTT world. And we also have a channel, which is a live channel, and our schedule for that is published online at thefilmdetective.com. And that's on Sling TV, which is the 24/7 live streaming sort of, they call it linear streaming, and it's somewhere between a internet and a TV network. So we have our own channel on Sling. It's also on Stir and Distro TV. These are new platforms that have their own channel selections, kind of like having a Comcast account, but you can pretty much watch it on the fly on your phone or on your laptop or your iPad. And that's really the future of the media right now, is everything's going into the streaming realm.
And we're all free, right? I mean, they can watch this stuff for free.
They can watch this stuff for free on our filmdetective.tv. Sling is a paid platform,
like Apple TV as well. But but if you have the internet, you can just go to
go on our website and watch the content.
And watch the content.
You got it.
Wow, this is fantastic. Phil, I really appreciate your time. Thanks for sharing this. And we'll share it with all the people that we know, because this is an opportunity for them to discover some old films that are new to them.
Oldies and goodies. Thank you very much for having me on, Reggie. And again, I hope you and your family and all of your listeners and followers are safe and stay safe.
I hope the same for you. Thanks again, Phil.
Thank you.